I'm happy you
So
came
you're saying
here
you want
twice.
to come to Minnesota in January when it's -30 and brew in a garage?
No, man. No. I'll go there in June. We'll hang out.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
June's all right.
Yeah, June is super all right. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Chop and Brew. I am Chip Walton. This video is the first of a 3-part road trip series out of Phoenix, Arizona. We went to Phoenix earlier this year. We visited with a few brewers. We rode shotgun on a full brew day. We talked to an amazing mead maker. All of that is coming up shortly. First up, it's all about the beer. We talked to a good friend, really funny dude, Omar Zamora. He is the head brewer at Mother Bunch Brewing in downtown Phoenix. Omar talks us through the experiences of coming up as a home brewer in Mexico and then moving up through building a professional brewing career for himself in Phoenix. He talks a lot about the beers that he brews and how and why he brews them. And he gets real. He keeps it real 100%. And he talks about how learning to brew beer literally saved his life along the way. So it's an amazing conversation, really fun. I suggest you grab a pint, sit back and enjoy. Real quick, this Meet the Brewer episode of Chop and Brew is brought to you with support from Imperial Yeast. Winter's here, and where I'm from, that means it's lager brewing time. Imperial's popular lager strains Harvest and Global are available year-round. I know a few home and pro brewers who have gone to 100% Harvest for their lager programs. It's a beast. So check them out. More information at imperialyeast.com. And also the fine folks who pledge their support for Chop and Brew at Patreon. Road trip episodes like this are made possible by our patrons. Join them for fun rewards and to help create more on-the-road content like this at patreon.com/chopandbrew. We're just gonna launch into it. You ready?
I am.
Boom. What's going on, everybody? Chip Walton, Chop and Brew. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. Woo. At Mother Bunch Brewing.
That's right.
With the one and only
Omar Zamora. Hi, guys. Nice to meet you.
Omar Zamora. Head brewer, lead brewer?
A brewer, man. You know, I mean head brewer, but that's
okay.
Relative kind of.
And explain where Mother Bunch is real quick.
Mother Bunch is in the downtown Phoenix. We're in the heart of the art district, actually. Roosevelt Row, it's called. We're in 7th Street and Garfield.
Excellent. And I came to Phoenix late last year in September for a conference. I was in this place drinking and eating with a good friend, my dad's best friend from childhood. And Omar kept sticking his head out the window.
Man, yeah.
And I know that. That's that. I know this guy from Brewing TV, but I don't know if I know him from Brewing TV.
Ah, yes.
And Chop and Brew Look. So I told Vuli, I was like, I guarantee you before we leave, this guy's going to come over and ask me if I used to have a web show or hopefully still have a web show.
Yeah, you already called it.
Depending what generation you're of.
Yeah.
So you came out, you introduced yourself, man. It was like a pleasure. We kicked it that day, and then we kicked it a couple nights later. You took me to a couple spots. So on this trip back to Phoenix, I had to sit down with you. We're not brewing. We're not doing full process. We're literally fitting this in before you have to run off to daddy duty.
That's right.
So tell me about brewing in Phoenix. More importantly, tell me about how you got started home brewing in Mexico, even.
Right on. Yeah, man. I'll tell you. You know, at the time that I started, at the time that I started home brewing, I was doing different projects in my life. I was super just not centered, you know. I was in a band for like 7 years and I was going up and down. I didn't really have a house because I didn't have to have a house, but I was always complaining about the beers. Everywhere we went, I was like, man, this beer tastes like shit. This beer's like nasty. This beer's not good, you know. So my friend is like, dude, learn how to make your own beer or shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You know, basically. So I went online, Googled homebrewing. I asked myself, like, can you make homebrew? You know?
Can you make beer?
Yeah, because in Mexico it's unheard of. In different countries at the time, it was like not a common thing, you know.
What year is this?
This is maybe 2001, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe it's 2001, maybe. Yeah. No, maybe 2002.
Yeah,
so it's the same area, yeah, for sure. So I looked up online, and there's a bunch of articles, a bunch of people, a bunch of things happening, and I started picking up some stuff. I saw the equipment that they were using, and I just fell in love with it, and I said, wow, if they can do it, then I can probably do it, you know? I've had family here in Phoenix, and I would come here every summer to install carpets during the summers, you know. Get some extra cash, buy some skateboards and whatnot, you know. So that summer I bought a homebrew kit instead of buying anything else. No pants, no shoes, no nothing, dude. I just brought a homebrew kit, took it back home. Started brewing, started hanging out.
How old are you?
I was probably like 17, 18. Again, in Mexico, drinking standards are different, you know. We start like at 13, 14.
Okay.
You know, so by the time we hit 17, 18, we're like veterans already, you know. We're into it. Started making beer, started not working out. My mom was appalled at the idea that her son was making like basically like clandestine beer at home. Like, what the? This is the lowest of the lowest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't as perceived or accepted as the craft beer. I only knew 2 styles back in the day. I only knew like the ambers, and I only knew pale ale. You know? That was pretty much it. And of course, your standard macros, your standard lagers, Pacifico, Corona, the stuff that you find, you know, Dos Equis, funny stuff over there. So one day, like in 2008, maybe 2007. I was trying to perfect because I would go off and on it. Go ahead.
Is that the Mounds?
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Coconut chocolate milk stout. Yeah.
That's good.
Very proud of that beer. You're liking the beer so far?
Sorry.
Yeah. Am I talking too much?
No. I came to talk to you.
Right now?
You can't. You better talk too much.
Go.
No.
Don't stop. I started looking up more stuff because I wanted to up my game in brewing. You know, I kind of went out of it and then came back in and out, and it's hard to come along with ingredients in different countries. So it was not the main thing until 2008. I saw Brewing TV, you know, and then I saw you. I saw Mike Dawson. You guys were growing hops in somebody's backyard, and you were hanging out. And I was like, oh, I want to check this out. And then after that, I saw your winter episode where you were making a stout in Mike's garage, I think, or your garage?
Probably Mike's garage.
But you were like covered, like he
and
was
wearing
like,
3 coats.
Yeah, he was wearing like a bunch of stuff, and then just one video led to another. And for me, it was more of like, these guys are doing the things that I'm thinking about, and they're already doing it themselves, you know. So why not learn from either their successes or their mistakes?
Yeah.
Because you guys are good enough to like say, oh, this is where we went wrong. You know, we probably should do this something else.
Just like Don Osborne, like, don't put the warts and all, man.
For sure.
No reason to hide that stuff.
Well, that's what made the constructive feedback. I was like, oh shit, this is what you need to do to like get better and better and better. And sure enough, you know, the foundation was set.
Okay.
Definitely by Brewing TV and you guys. So I'm very happy.
This is still all in Mexico, right?
This is still in Mexico, and this is now in Phoenix as well, because I got here when I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I came over here to look for a better life. I don't know what to say.
How'd you get here? To Mother Bunch.
Mother Bunch, cool. I was like, what? To America? Well, we took it back. To Mother Bunch. After I homebrewed for like 8 years, 7 years. The last 2 years of homebrewing were pretty intense because we were in the band and we had a kegerator. I had a whole setup at the house we were staying in. I always consider myself a little bit of a gypsy brewer because I never had a place for myself. I had to like learn different things in different places. So by the time that I had a set place and we had a kegerator and we had a conditioning chamber and all that stuff, like it was non-stop. I went from making 5 gallons to 2.5 gallons. Just because I wanted to brew faster, I wanted the batch to get out faster so I could brew faster. So one thing led to another. I was brewing constantly, and one of my friends was like, they opened up a new brewery around the corner, right? I was like, what? And it was North Mountain Brewing Company. I'm in Sunny Slow. I applied, and they kind of just didn't really call me back or anything, so I just kind of put it on the side. I still kept on volunteering at different breweries here in the valley, just volunteering my time, washing kegs, being around the brewers and hanging out. Until one day they said, "Hey man, we need a server actually. Do you mind serving?"
At North Mountain?
At North Mountain. And they told me like, I know you applied for a brewer assistant, but you have this opening, we want it. I took it. I mean, obviously I said, yep, all I need is my foot in there, And it's just working, dude, being there on time and getting stuff done, and then learning the brewing process even more and more at a bigger scale. 2 years doing that. My mentor, Jerry Gant, kind of moved over here, and I just walked in one day with a resume and said, to Julie, the owner of the place. Hey, dude, I'm looking for a new job. And their assistant brewer had walked out 2 days ago, like 2 days before, and I just came out of nowhere, like.
That's the second time I've heard a very similar story today.
Really? Yeah.
From people that are like, their brewer turned in a 2-week notice that was only a week long, and they needed someone.
Yeah, and exactly, and they needed somebody, and guess who was there? Guess who was ready, you know? Guess who had the preparations?
Omar?
Fuck yeah, man. I jumped in and like nothing, so jumped in, took care of it, learned under Jerry Gant for the next year and a half, and then he retired after 28 years of brewing in the Valley. Wow. And I took his place, man, and here I am now, head brewer for 2 years at Mother Bunch, making this shit happen.
So tell me about what you're drinking, what I got here. Just kind of tell me about Mother Bunch's like range, portfolio, and experimentation.
Awesome. I'm gonna start with mine because it's a pretty simple beer. It's a single blonde, we call it. It's just a blonde ale, 5.1% ABV, super dry at the finish. It's fermented with USO5, all dry yeast. It's a smash beer, so we only have one malt, a single malt, and a single hop in this beer. Yeah. We go with two-row and Cascade. Again, boom. Pretty awesome, pretty basic, but that's the beauty of it, you know. That's the simplicity.
Is that the same?
This is the Stay True Pilsner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's like, that's not.
That one's more of a hairy Bohemian Pilsner, full charge, 5.3. You know, it has all the spice in it. It has off sauce. So.
Did you just call it a hairy Bohemian Pilsner?
It's a character, dude. It's a character. It's a Bohemian Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that don't taste like Cascades. That is good. It's nice. Hairy. I can see what you're saying.
It's
like a cactus that has the fuzz, not just the spikes.
It's the fuzz all the way for sure. Yeah. That will be Downtown Science. That would be our hazy IPA for the moment.
Okay. What kind of strategy you got with it? It is clearly not clear, which is good for a hazy IPA.
That's all late additions, you know. That's all Whirlpool additions of hops. So we have 3 different hops going in there. We make a blend with Mosaic, Cascade, and Citra.
Nothing in boil.
Nothing
in
bittering.
Nothing in bittering.
Nothing. All post boil, all Whirlpool. We go as far as like 35 minutes into Whirlpool and still add the hops in there.
You get a lot of orange and peach.
Right on. Well, we've discovered that bringing your wort down to 180 and then starting the wort process pulls, just pulls out all these great hoppy bouquet flavors, not any of the alpha acids or any harsh oils, you know.
Is that a popular one? It seems like it would be.
Man.
At least from where we live, this would be like the seller.
Man. That's on in one day, and it's almost done in the next couple of weeks, you know. Can't keep that on tap. It's a good thing.
That's nice.
That would be our oatmeal chocolate milk stout. Yeah. This one has toasted coconut in it. We can only make 3 barrels at a time because of the absorption of the coconut.
Really, the coconut pulls that much in.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And you don't want to do an extract. You want to keep it the real coconut.
If I found
I'm not vouching for it. I'm asking.
If I found a good enough extract, dude, I would be like, yeah, I want that in there because that's.
Have you tried
easier.
Some and they come off fake?
Yeah, tasting? Man. Yeah, man. You get that syrupy extra finish that you don't want, like the extra tanginess that you don't want. You know.
How much coconut?
Gosh, you don't want to know, dude. Oh. Yeah, I can say 12 toasted pounds per 3 barrels. Yeah, man.
Hashtag stay toasted.
Yeah, stay toasty. Yeah, man. I was actually at Chiba next door, which is a great place to stay toasty.
Yeah, that's a great coconut flavor.
Right on.
It's not oily at all.
Right on. Well, that's another thing.
Nice.
You deal with the oils and stuff in there, you know. But you take that hit just like you take it with coffee. You sacrifice the head retention and the mouthfeel when you want to add a good amount of coffee. You want to make it shine through.
Is this the pineapple
13?
goza?
Yeah, man.
Man, this is on point. I think I remember this. Wasn't this on when I was here last time?
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah. That's another beer that I'm pretty proud of because German wheat ale, super easy, super standard. But we actually kale sour.
Okay.
Yeah, so the process there is that I mash in, lauter out, boil for 20 minutes just to kill anything crazy, anything nuts.
Okay.
Send it back into our hot liquor tank where we have it temperature controlled. We set it at 120, and I inoculate with 2 quarts of Green Mountain Greek yogurt. Yeah, man.
So you have to make sure you don't need your hot liquor tank the next day.
Exactly. Or make sure that we clean it like Yeah.
You're not brewing. You're not brewing.
No.
For a couple of days.
No. Aerate and let it die off. Yeah.
And then what kind of pineapple and when does that get put in?
This pineapple is actually pretty interesting because we used I used the pineapples blended, and I used an extract in the blend, so I blended with an extract, so it has both in it.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, the fibers of the pineapple really stay back in the tank, so I have to like keg off the whole half of the batch, then add the pineapple and everything else, or else we'll ruin the whole thing. So
it's got a great acidic bite to it.
Right on, man. I just brewed a
tart, salty, and acidic.
Nice. Beautiful, huh? Refreshing as hell, dude.
Yeah.
Good palate right there.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I just brewed a hoppy sour on Friday with the Pink Boot Society hop blend, 2019. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful hop blend. It's great. Mosaic and Citra and Simcoe and
Falcos?
Sabro? No, not Falcos. I think it has Sabro.
Oh, the 2019 one. Yeah.
2019. Yeah. And it's a great beer. And we added hibiscus to it, so it'll be a hibiscus hoppy sour by the time it's ready.
Have you brewed with Sabro yet? Like one-on-one? Just like
not one-on-one. No. It's always been in a blend, or it's always been with something else, you know?
It's interesting. It tastes like pina colada.
Really?
It tastes like coconut and pineapple.
Really? I've heard like dark, deep, ripe pineapple.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
The Summit, where Elsa works, when I used to work, they did a single pail that's probably just 2-row maybe, in Sabro, and it tastes like, oh man, what the heck? The aftertaste is all like Tropicana, suntan lotion, pina colada. I was like, oh wow,
that's cool.
Do you know much about the homebrewing scene still back in Mexico then, as of current?
Yeah, man. Actually,
have you got anything going?
I have some emails going on, because I go back pretty regularly, and I still have a lot of friends and family over there. The craft beer scene has been blooming like crazy in Mexico. Mexico City, big metropolitan areas like Guadalajara, Tijuana and Baja, Mexicali, all these like major cities are coming up and popping up with big hardcore breweries that were homebrewers 5 years ago. Okay. So the scene got like bigger homebrew wise, that now these people are opening up their own brew pubs, you know, which is basically a 5-barrel, 3-barrel brew house system, you know.
So what's your connection there? Like you go back and like help troubleshoot? Are you thinking about going down and doing some collaboration?
I think I'm doing a collaboration. It'd be nice to go help on troubleshoot. If I can help with anybody, I would love to help. But I mean, when you get there, you see what they're working with, and you see what they got going on, and it's like, no, man, you tell me how to work this pan, because I'm, you know, which is a cool thing, because then I get to learn a different way to handle things. There's not a lot of clubs. It's not like here. It's not a lot of clubs. There's not like a lot of things. There's not a lot of support for homebrewers yet, but there's definitely a lot of sales popping up everywhere. You know, just like in California. You have seen the resurgence in California right now? A lot of homebrew, yeah, man. SoCal Cerveceros, look them up. But these are a bunch of little cells that are popping up in like LA, San Diego, places where before it wasn't that big, you know, homebrewing. Now there's a lot of places popping up.
Among the Mexican population?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I was like, man, homebrewing's always been big in SoCal. But I see what you're meaning with the Mexican population, Mexican American population.
North Cal, Bay Area, Lompoc. What's the other one? Bakersfield. The people there, the owners of the farms there, I'm sure have been really involved with homebrewing or home winery, you know? Yeah. But our community is not as prevalent as in other communities. But even here in Phoenix, I've seen a big upbringing or a big like head turning into the Latino community or the Mexican community in the craft beer industry and the beer wise. That's cool.
What else is up with just kind of Arizona beer in general?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. In the last 5 years, we've seen bigger attention on detail. Like, I want you to want to come back to my brewery. You know, like there's enough breweries now for you to pick. But now it's our job to make beer that would want to make you come back. You see what I'm saying? So that raises the level. So we're not 1998 craft beer scene anymore, where you just make a beer and fucking they'll come.
Yeah, flagship and done.
Yeah, flagship and done. You know, like that, man. Now you have to bring it. Now it's a quality.
We should coin the phrase flagship and dip.
I'm in. All right, hold on. Flagship.
I made a flagship and dipped. And now y'all should just pay and come drink my beer. Like, no, you got to put some effort in.
Yeah.
Did you just text yourself?
Yes, I did. I texted myself. Yeah,
flagship and
flagship
dip.
and dip, dude.
Chips and dips and flagships. No, but I see what you're saying.
So that's this episode's name right there, dude.
Flagship and dip. It makes it kind of difficult though, right? Because a flagship is a good thing to have, and then it's hard to compete when other breweries are extremely nimble and maybe able. Yeah. Kind of like just coming from OSO where they can use that small system. Like, man, you guys can like really keep up.
Weekly.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Like get inspired by something you read or something someone. Dave said we get challenged. Like customers or homebrewers would challenge us to make a creme brulee blonde. Next thing you know, you're like doing research on flavors and seeing like
isn't that the best though? I mean, that's your bank of inspiration. You know, that's your bank. That's your bank of.
Yeah.
What do the people want? What do they need? What do they want? And you're like, oh, you guys want this? Okay, cool. Let's try it out. You know, just like that. Versus like, sometimes as a brewer, you have to like take direction and like tell them like, no, this is what you guys want. Yeah. Versus, what do you guys want? You know. So there's that balance there. As for having a flagship, I do believe in having 1 or 2 flagship beers, three flagship beers. But I also believe in making that customer again coming back or that guest coming back and repeating on what's new, guys. I'm here for this beer because I love it, but what's new, man? Like I want to see what's going on, you know. We're also trying to create a hyper hub, like a hyper beer hub, like in for example, Portland. You walk through Portland, dude, and you probably see 7 breweries and 2 blocks span, maybe a block and a half. You know, you see a couple of breweries in the same fucking street. So people walk to one, walk to another, walk to another, walk to another. Here in downtown, we're actually going from 1 brewery to like now 4 breweries. So it makes it a destination. Now you want to hang out here. You want to come here a whole day, have 2 pints here, have 2 pints at Wilderness, 2 pints at State 48. You want to have 2 pints at Green Mountain, hopefully in a couple of months. You know, just you want to have that camaraderie with the other breweries in the industry too as well. You know.
Yeah, man, we can wrap up. I know you got to get out. Like, just kind of tell me, like, what was homebrewing to you early on? Like, when you look back at it now, what did it mean to you?
Yeah, man.
What did it do to get you here?
Right on. I come from a place, from a pretty rough place. A lot of people that grew up with me are not here with us right now. They're probably in jail. I truly believe in my heart that homebrewing saved my life, man, for sure. Craft beer did save my life. I changed my drinking patterns. I now advocate for people in my family to drink differently and take it serious and just look for quality versus quantity. For me, homebrewing just taught me that I can not only create, but I can, like, for my instance, my friend is Tony, like I can inspire him to be like, dude, doesn't matter where you come from, because like where I ended up at, you know. And I would never ever think that I was gonna be here 7 years ago or anything like that. So I like it. I like how it changed my life. It encouraged me to do better all the time. Not only that, but if you take that discipline of keeping a beer clean throughout the whole process and then finishing it off super clean and nice, like if you apply that to everything in your life, you know, work, family, like in household, friends, if you apply that detail, precision, that carry out throughout the end, it changes your life. It changes everybody around you for sure. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man. Deep, huh? I know. Yeah, guys.
All right, dude. Well, if you're ever in Phoenix, come see Omar.
Guys, here at Mother Bunch Brewing Company, we have like 20 taps on the line all the time. We try to keep it as much as Mother Bunch beers as we can, but we do have some guests to help us out sometimes, so we only get to 15 or 16. 7-barrel brew house, so it's constant rotation, constant brewing.
Maybe one day we'll come back and brew with you.
What? Dude,
that'll be the next step,
man?
Is we'll fly back out and we'll do like a chop and brew. Maybe we could crowdsource a fan recipe. And brew it here.
I didn't want to fan out yet, but since you asked me my life story, I want to say that it'll be an honor and a blessing for you to brew with me because it'll be like the whole circle. We'll finish my project and like, you see, man, you see what you opened and now what we're doing. I'm happy you came here twice. So
you're saying you want to come to Minnesota in January when it's -30 and brew in a garage?
No, man. No. I'll go there in June. We'll hang out.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
June's all right.
Yeah, June is super all right.
My wife's from New Jersey and I went there for 2 days. And
in
I
what
flew
month?
Back November, end of November after the holidays, but before December, maybe like 20. It was too cold. I couldn't handle it. I said we gotta go back, babe.
Your blood slowed down. You're like a lizard.
I'm like, yeah.
You're like, oh.
She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, nothing. Like I want to cover up. I want to just snuggle. You know, which is all right, I guess. But
when you're hiking in the desert, what's your favorite animal to come across?
Coyotes.
Yeah?
They're so mystical, they're so awesome, and I've looked at like 4 coyotes in their eyes now, and I kid you not, dude, they talk to you.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I kid you not. Coyotes, like, for some reason, you just stare at them, and they're staring at you, they're like, and you're like, oh shit, like, this mystical animal here is trying to tell me something, like, for sure, you know. Wow. Did you see any animals in your desert hike?
We saw some lizards, and then we almost got swarmed by bees.
Yeah. You guys were telling me about the bees. That's not good.
I couldn't look them in the eyes.
No, not the bees.
They seemed upset. So we got out. But my dad's friend was like, slowly walk and don't put your arms out. And we were just like,
right on.
Ooh,
yeah.
My gosh. And we
slowly
like, they kind of built this wall. They almost were like, they were kind of like bowed up, but they also didn't want to go. They were like,
you guys.
they were very loud, but there was a clear kind of end of their cloud, and they allowed us to walk right past it. I think 1 or 2 came into the area, but it wasn't like, at a certain point I had this very definite image in my head of just like bees all over us, stinging, not getting out of that trail, and then you're like, oh, dude, just don't be a spaz.
Yeah.
Leave the space.
Pretty much, yeah. Give them their space. Give them their.
Well, yeah, it's their space.
Their nature, yeah. Give them what's going on, you know.
What did the coyote say to you? Or is it's an internal message?
It's an internal message, you know. It's like sometimes your problems are not the most important thing, or maybe it's your fault. You need to step back and check yourself out, or. You know, it's just like a life story, like a moment, like a lesson, a moment. You know, like this.
I never had an episode of Chop and Brew go here.
Golden, dude. Look at. Thank you, Tony, man.
What are they?
Golden Ticket and Blonde. My Golden Ticket is a pale ale.
This one?
Yeah, please taste it, man. It's a beautiful, easy drinking hobby pale ale. The body of it is made for you to want to taste it again because it has extra Jameson on the whole thing.
To dry it a little.
Dry it out, and the first initial sip covers your palate, but then it dries out and just drops. Boom. So you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna have another sip.
I need to be reminded real quick. What kind of hops are in this?
That is Citra, all the way.
You like to do your little smashy pails, huh? I didn't mean little, like
turns out, guys.
Not every beer has to be soured with a fruit and a cocoa nib.
That's in the beer world, and me and 1,000 Germans and fucking Chip Walton here will let you know that simple is always best. Simple goes a long, long way, man.
I feel like we're so far away from simple, though. As a beer community, nationally, as homebrewers, I feel like we're pretty far away from simple. But maybe
I feel that we have to struggle through a sea of unsimplicity. But when you find that one simple ale, that one simple brew, and you chug it with a big open mouth, and you're like, God, all right, well, this is what it's all about, man. Just a simple, nice, crushable beer. And I believe you. I believe that there's a lot of people out there that are pushing the envelope, that are changing the syntax of beer. They are.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for that. That's what I'm into as well. But when you find that one beer that is like, woo.
All right, man.
Hold on, dude. I got it.
We should probably wrap this up. You got a heart out, right? Don't you have?
I bought time. Remember? Oh.
I thought your bought time was still 40 seconds from now. Or did you buy more time?
I bought more time. Probably. I am on Brewing TV, dude. That's for me.
Chop and Brew, son.
Oh, Chop and Brew. That's right, dude.
You can call it Brewing TV if you want to. Everybody that runs across me does. All right, Omar. Here's the Phoenix beer.
Thank you, man.
Here's the Mother Bunch. Here's the Cheers In with a flight of empty.
I see that. That's horrible. I don't want that.
Thanks for having us. If you come to Phoenix, come see Omar. Thanks for years of camaraderie.
Yes, sir. Thank you for years of lessons, guys, and thank you for what you guys do, Chip, as what you do for your life, and also thank you for him because you guys are changing lives, and you are changing people's minds too, and you guys are inspiring people like me everywhere in the world. So that's a cool deal, man. Thank you.
Woo! Chop for chop, brew for brew, all for brew, brew for all.
Chop and chop, brew for brew.
Chop for all.
And brew for all, and all for brew.
Give me some.
In a song,
Go. Mother Bunch karaoke.
Dude, you never know. You never know.
Is Zamora?
Zamora, I have the Z.
Zamora?
Zamora.
I'm here with Omar Zamora.
Omar Zamora. Is that the Minnesota accent?
That's no, it would be. Oh, I'm here with Omar. Omar Zamora.
Omar.
Omar Zamora from Fargo.
Yeah.
You want to ride me to Wandering Tortoise on your bike? Close by here?
Yeah.
Or close by?
A mile and a half.
Also, did you have to convince her to come in Phoenix?
Oh.
And she was like,
Oh no, not to come to Phoenix at all, and not to come here either. But no, it was cold. There was like 12 inches of ice on our gutter. She was like, "Yeah, we can go to Phoenix."
yeah. You're like, I'm not fighting that idea. It's cool. Have you guys ever heard of the Biodome?
There ain't no hot like Arizona hot.
I'm gonna survive the first 6 months. That's right, people.
The first 6 months
of the
of the apocalypse.
post-apocalyptic era. Yeah,
Like
for
there's
sure.
nothing green out here to get fungus to kill me.
No.
It'll be the coyotes that I used to talk to with my eyeballs.
Mystical coyotes, yeah.
That'll do me in.
With the smaller system and the many tabs, it still allows me to be a little bit freaky deaky and change stuff and try some new stuff and go over here a little bit and go over there.
Freaky
and
deaky.
Freaky deaky. And I know, right?
That
And
should be a beer name. What would that beer be?
that would easily be a quad with plums, just to like let it happen, right?
Wow.
Right?
I didn't think you would take it there.
Oh,
Spring training.
woo! Have you gone to any games? Oh no, I forgot. I asked you guys.
We don't play that. I can go to a Twins game at home. I don't have to go to Florida to watch
Oh
them.
my goodness.
Or here.
Oh my goodness.
Who's here? What teams post up here?
We got a bunch of teams here.
I know Brewers,
Dodgers,
'cause we saw-
Milwaukee. We got Chicago. We got the
Yeah, I saw-
Angels. We got Mariners.
Do you think the Angels would want to go somewhere cool? You'd think they would like spring train in Minnesota.
When was the last time?
Get away from the heat.
When was the last time you went to Anaheim?
Oh, I mean, I've never been to Anaheim.
Oh, it's pretty horrible, dude. It's pretty bad.
Like hot? Desert?
It's humid.
Yeah.
It's hot,
Oh.
and the people suck.
Anaheim.com.
We love you.